Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, first let me introduce myself. My name is Gisa, Awalia, Rahmah. I'm from 5th class OP with the student's ID number is 12020400047, and I made this video to fulfill my final test with course Phonology. And in this video, I would like to explain about syllables, word stress, and the last is accent. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, for the first, I would like to explain about syllable first. Syllables and syllable structure. The syllable is a constant feature in every spoken language in the world, and most people have an intuitive sense of what a syllable is. Each language has its own rules about what kinds of syllables are allowed and what kinds are not, but the general structure is the same everywhere. A syllable can have as many as 3 parts, as onset, nucleus, and coda. The onset and the coda are consonants or consonant clusters that appear at the beginning and the end of the syllable respectively. And the nucleus forms the coda of the syllables. It is most often a vowel or a combination of vowels, but there are exceptions to that. Okay, I have an example from syllables. In the word cat, for example, C is the syllable onset, A is the nucleus, and C is the coda. A syllable doesn't necessarily have to have an onset or a coda. It's depending on the language, but a nucleus is always present. If a coda is present in a syllable, the nucleus and the coda form a single unit called a rime. And otherwise, the nucleus makes up the rime by itself. And looking at cat again, AT forms the rime. Okay, for the next, I would like to explain about word stress in this video. Okay, word stress is the idea that in a word with more than one syllable, one or more than one syllable will be stressed or accented. Stressed or accented syllables will be higher in pitch, longer in duration, and generally a little louder than unstressed or unaccented syllable. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Chapter, a 2 syllables word chapter. Which syllable do you think is stressed? Is the first syllable chapter. The word imagination, ne, has a primary stress, but there is a secondary stress in this word, ima, on the second syllable. Imagination. So, what is a secondary stress? This means that it will be a little higher in pitch, maybe a little longer in duration, but not quite as much as the syllable in the word and has the primary stress. And does word stress really matter? Of course, absolutely. It can affect the pronunciation. It can affect the meaning of the word. Let's take for example this word as an adjective or a noun. The stress falls on the first syllable. Okay, and this is the example from the word stress. Is present, export, China, table, decide, began, vegetable, pronunciation. If you hear that words, you know the word stress. For example, I would like to explain again the word pronunciation. The word stress is in A, pronunciation. It's not pronunciation, but pronunciation. The A is word stress. Okay, that is about word stress. And now let's move to the last material. It's about accent. An accent is a stress or emphasis on a particular part of something, usually a word. Accent usually differ in terms of the pronunciation of words, vowels and consonants, and prosodic features like the way speech sounds, including tone, pitch, and stress. Traditionally, accent develop amongst group of language users who live in relative isolation from other communities. People within a community typically sounds similar because they pick up each other's slight language change and adopt each other's speech characteristic. These characteristics eventually define the accent. And here I have example the accent from British and American. British called this thing is bota. American called this thing is bottle. Okay, inside this bottle there is water. Americans called water and British called water. It's different, right? Okay, in this video I have explained about syllables, word stress, and the last is accent. Maybe this is the last. I have to end this video and I'm so sorry if I have a mistake. Maybe not for me. The last, I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.